In this episode of Akram's Ideas, I'm going to share with you my latest vintage pattern haul, so stay tuned! Hello and welcome. I'm Akram Burris, and you're watching Akram's Ideas of bringing creative and crazy ideas to life. Yes, I am once again in my Agnes top. I love this blouse. I really love the red because I've got a lot of red in my wardrobe, and I can mix and match it with a lot of different things from jeans to slacks to skirts. And you'll probably be seeing more Agnes tops along the way because I love this pattern. Speaking of patterns, in this episode of Akram's Ideas, I'm actually sharing with you my latest vintage pattern haul. Now, as many of you know, I love going to antique stores and thrift stores. I actually went to an antique store in Guthrie, Oklahoma, which is on the way towards Oklahoma City. It's just north of Edmond area if you're in Oklahoma. But Guthrie, Oklahoma, actually the original state capital of Oklahoma before it moved to Oklahoma City, is a very historic city, and their main street has several antique stores. And while I was there, we went to one that had a box full of vintage patterns, and they were $2 each. Now, usually, you know, I'm very selective of what I get, but surprisingly, I ended up with a lot of patterns, and one of the reasons is because these patterns are all a like 30 to 42 inch bust, and I was really surprised. The larger size patterns are often very hard to find, so I was really excited about this haul, and I'm going to share with you a couple of my favorite patterns from this. Alright, so to get started, the first pattern that I have here is Simplicity 5890. And this one I've actually already even cut into and cut out. It is a 41-inch bust, which is a little larger than my best size, but larger is always better because then you can adjust a little bit. And it is for a lovely jumper and blouse. And I'm actually going to be making view 1 here. And oddly enough, I have almost identical blue fabric in my stash, and I had exactly enough for this pattern. So I'm going to be making the jumper there, and I probably will be making the blouse. I haven't figured out what fabric I want to use for that yet. I haven't thoroughly decided whether I want the short sleeves or the long sleeves, but I'll have to find some good fabric for that before I figure out what I want to make. So this one's already cut out, and I'm super excited about that one. A couple of others that I'm looking at making, I really like Simplicity 5986. It's a pretty simple dress. It's just a shift dress, but it has this really nice collar detail, and it also has a nice belt to it, so it gives it some shaping with the belt. And it's just kind of a nice dress to wear around. While it is a dress, the collar detail I think makes it look a little bit more dressy, so it can be worn to the office. And because I'm thinking about wearing it to the office, I'll probably make the one with the long sleeves. I haven't decided on fabric for this or where this is going to end up in the queue, but I really like that one. I also have in here Simplicity 1467. And I should say, for the most part, these patterns come from the 60s. I think maybe a few are a little earlier than that, but this one here is again just a pretty simple dress. I do like the matching jacket that it has the pattern for here. So I'm really intrigued about that one, especially with the jacket. I'm not sure, again, where it falls in the queue. I really like it. If I do make it, there are two versions. I actually like the version with the square collar versus the rounded collar. And I will have to shorten the lengths of the skirt. If I make too long of a skirt, it just starts to make me look really short. I mentioned Simplicity 5986, and there's actually a McCall's pattern in here, 6021, which is almost identical to it in style, but the collar is a little different, and it includes a pattern for a swing coat. Now, I don't know whether I need to do this. I mean, I really like the look of it, especially the artwork on the cover, but I actually already have a swing coat project that I will be in the midst of, and I don't know if I need another coat on my to-do list as of right now. Another pattern that I just adore is Buttrick 9407. This is for a shirt dress that features a caped collar and a slim or pleated skirt. And I really love, obviously, the pleated skirt version, and I love that collar. But I'm not sure about the difficulty it would be to make something like that. But I do really like this one. I'm not sure I even have enough. It calls for like 4.5 some odd yards of fabric. I'm not sure what I would even make it out of. I really also kind of like this dress here. This is going to be from the late 70s. This is Simplicity 7268. It is another really basic dress. This one is really interesting because it has pockets within the princess seams on the dress. And it has a really nice jacket that goes along with it. So I'm kind of interested in that. I'm not sure if I'd want to do like a contrasting dress and jacket color, or if I want to make them all the same color. I'm not sure what looks best there. But this one is also high on my wish list, I guess you could say, to make. Another pattern that is quite similar to Simplicity 5986 is Simplicity 6094. And as you can tell, it's got that same sort of collar detail, but this one you can make as a dress or a skirt. And I'm tempted maybe even just to try this pattern, because then I can do the top as separate and the skirt separate, and then also have a dress version. I'm not sure. But it's almost identical. Other items that I have in here that I'm kind of eager to take a look at making is Simplicity 5581. This is a 1964 pattern. It has a jeweled neckline. It's a very basic type dress. It has inverted pleats, and what else? Oh, and then it has the button detail in version 2 and the little bow collar. So it's kind of interesting. It's very simple of a dress, so I'm not too sure about it, but it just kind of looks nice, dressy, something that you could wear to the office. More here, I have Simplicity 8889. This is from 1965. Again, it has this very interesting, that tie collar that we've seen in a couple of patterns now. But it also has this version 2 that has a nice V-neck collar line, and I really like the look of that. I especially like the look in version 2 here that has the contrasting color, and it looks like you can even add piping to the collar, which is what they did in version 3. So that's really nice. You have both an A-line skirt version or a slim skirt. And for me, I'm probably going to go with the A-line skirt version just because they often look better on me. Speaking of A-line skirts, Simplicity 5610 here, which is another 1964 pattern, has a lovely little two-piece set of a blouse and a skirt. I just love the skirt on this pattern. I think it's really, really nice, and I'd love to at least attempt the skirt, if not the blouse as well. Speaking of blouses, I have Simplicity 5072. This one is very intriguing to me because it has a yoke, and I have not made a blouse with a back yoke as of yet. So I would be really interested to see how this pattern turns out. A couple of other outfits that I have here are not necessarily to wear to the office, but just patterns that I kind of like. This one has sort of a dropped waist. This is Simplicity 6985 from 1967. It's just a fun kind of, I call them like little tennis stripe skirts. I think this would just be a fun everyday run around town outfit. This pattern here, Buttrick 5729, is a really nice wardrobe pattern. I'm going to say this is from the late 60s, early 70s, but it's this wrap top, and you can wear it as a tunic or a dress, and it also has the patterns for the slacks and the shorts. I think this is another one of those fun to wear around the house, run errands in type outfit. Thinking about running around and do outfits, I really like this one. This is Simplicity 7377. It is for a pantsuit or jumpsuit, and it has various different length there. You can wear it as sort of a short type length, or as more of a jumpsuit length that's in version 1 there. And I don't know, I really like it. I like the rounded collar. I have another pattern, another dress that's very similar to this that I've made in the past. So I don't know, I think this would be fun to wear around the house. And the last pattern that I'm going to mention is Simplicity 3902. And this is just for a simple nightgown. There's not much to it. It does have this lovely ruffle in version 3, which I really love. And I also really like the puff sleeves, but I'm not sure. I think I'd rather just go with the sleeveless version because I often get really hot at night. But I've been wanting to make a nightgown, a vintage nightgown, for a while. I have some seasucker fabric that I thought would look really good as a nightgown. So I'm interested to see what this would look like. It's super simple. It's also very, very baggy, and then it's got the little belt that you can kind of snip it in. It also seems really long to me. So if I do make it, I'll probably end up making like version 3 here and probably shortening it quite a bit. And depending on how baggy it actually is, I might take it in. So that was a glimpse of my latest vintage pattern haul, and that was about half of the patterns that I got, but those were the half that I'm like, I want to make as soon as I can, but I have no idea when I'm going to get to them in the queue. Now, I did say earlier that I've already cut out 5890 here, Simplicity 5890. And like I said, I'm not really sure which one to start with next. So I'd love to hear in the comments below which one of the other patterns that I mentioned in the video would you like to see me make next. And when I say next, it'll be part of my fall plans this video. So get your vote in. Let me know in the comments which one you'd like me to make next. And if you have any suggestions for fabrics or ideas or anything, I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. Don't forget to follow Akram's Ideas on social media and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching!